What up, gang? It's your boy Zab back with another banger. Hey, look, I came in a little hot last video. But listen, clap it up for yourselves, man. You guys crushed it. Literally, gene transfer, you crushed it. And we know it now as introgression backcross or backcross, but you guys know it as gene transfer because you crushed that, man. And you deserve a round of applause. So we're ready, man. We are ready for the next stages. We are ready for selection. And we talk about it all the time. Herms, intersex buds, mixed sex buds, bisexual buds, right? All of these undesirable traits we talk about. But now, today, we're going to learn how to remove them. We're going to learn how to isolate, segregate, and cull them out. Without further ado, let's get straight into it.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, you heard me?
Yeah, you know it.
Turn up the leaf blower and the lawnmower. Harry, he smoke the sour. Should've been a hippie, should've been a shower. Bread with no dread, black cock, who ya?
Another thing, don't forget to join the Discord.
All right, gang, one of the biggest jobs as a breeder is data collection, cloning, and recording of all your findings. I mean, we literally need to study and observe at every single stage. Literally, every single stage. And document and clone go hand in hand. So it gives you the ability to go back in time because think about it. You may observe something you like in a younger plant, but as it goes into later flower stages, you may not like what you see. So in that case, in order to maintain all that data, you have to document and record your findings. Super important and the foundation of our selection and removal of unwanted traits. So when we think of undesirable traits, what comes to mind? Of course, our favorite, right? The Herms, the bisexual, the mixed sex, but the intersex trait, right? That's what comes to mind first. But there's so many other ones. Give me some. Stunted growth. Susceptible to mold. Susceptible to drought, right? Pest, right? So along with weakness, right? Pests usually tend to thrive on weak plants. That's why we always focus, our primary focus is always the most vigorous, athletic outperformant. Like that's always our number one trait to look for. And that kind of gets me into number two, which is prioritize your traits and observations. As long as we're starting with two strong foundation parents that don't possess any undesirables, recessive or dominant, then we're off to a good start. We're not working backwards, right? But let's say in the case that we did start an inbred line with a parent or two parents that had some undesirables, then we need to do the work of removing them or scratching that and starting brand new. It's super important to use visual markers. So we understand that without laboratory technology, we can't necessarily identify genetic markers in particular lokeys, right? But we can use observational markers, right? Things such as leaf color, shape, plant structure. They all help to identify undesirable traits. For example, yellowing leaves may indicate nutrient deficiencies or poor genetic health. Consider growing out a control group. If possible, grow a control group with known desirable traits, right? And you're going to grow them alongside the offspring that you're working, the population that you're working. And you're eventually going to compare the offspring to the control group to identify deviations that may indicate undesirable traits. Prioritization of traits is super important That's why vigor has to be number one on the list, man. Right? It brings us to the just as important. We need to cull our plants. You have to remove those undesirables so that they're not reoccurring issues within your gene pool. So our objective is to remove and eradicate, right, any undesirable, unwanted traits from the line. We talk about stress testing all the time. We need to, in some cases, expose these unwanted, undesirable traits. And we use stress testing as a way to do that. It's the epitome of exposing these unwanted and desirable traits. I put my plants through the ringer. It starts in the paper towel. I'm looking for the most athletic, vigorous outperformers right there in the paper towel. So it starts at the taproot. Any taproots that can't keep up or don't perform just as well as the best, they get called out immediately. Then we're on to the next stages. I'm not concerned about growing 100 plants inside because I know that I only need 2 and I'm only going to end up with 2. You know, the ability to cull plants effectively, efficiently, and in order to move forward in a positive direction so that we don't have reoccurring undesirables. We have to remove them physically and make sure that you can identify and that you're comfortable. How do we do that? What's going to be our best friend? Documentation, recording, cloning. Documentation, recording, and cloning is going to be your best friend. And it's going to make sure that you stay on the right track when you are working your desired outcome, right? It's all about the desired outcome. I've seen people ask me questions like, is F5 a good breeding tool? Or is BX3 a good breeding? So it's all about your desired outcome. Those tools are useless to somebody who doesn't have use for them, right? We need to use the tools in our toolbox efficiently so that we get the job done. And as we remove plants, we need to simultaneously focus on the opposite, right? This is where isolation plays a major role. We gotta isolate the desired traits. We gotta find the best of the best and continuously breed them together. We have to ensure to do away completely with unwanted populations. We don't preserve unwanted populations. We only preserve toolbox populations, meaning that I may have needed to perform an S1 in order to create feminized seed, right? But I only needed to select 2 from that population. I'm going to preserve that population. That's when we are focusing on desired matches. We're going to preserve those populations from desired matches. And the populations from unwanted, undesirable traits, we're going to remove them completely. Flush them in the toilet. Grow them for smoke, right? Give them away to a friend. I don't care what you do with it. Just make sure that it's not being used and it stays far, far away from your desired populations, your toolbox populations, as we'll call them. As we breed the desired good guys together, we gotta remove the bad guys. And the bad guys cannot stay in the same house as the good guys, because if we were to mix up, man, it'll be a disaster to our inbred line, and years of hard work will literally wash away. Listen, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you appreciate the content that I put out, man. Listen, this environment that we building, it's a QCE environment. Each one, teach one. It's about quality, community, and education, and we are bringing quality to this community through education. Together, we changing the game, gang. We are changing the game as we know it, and you a part of it, man. So keep fighting that good fight. I love y'all. I see y'all comments, man, and I'm working to get to all of them. But in the meantime, let's work together to select together. Catch me in the Discord if there's anything you don't understand or you need to grasp the concept and you need a little bit of help. Feel free to join the Discord. We always in there. And make sure to visit acinfinity.com. Use code Team Zaza at checkout. You get a discount. Most important, catch that website, zazagenetics.com. Get your gear for selection. Go check out Aladdin over at Khalifa Genetics. Get some gear for select. Let's start a good foundation and select together. The work that we're doing now is preparing us and creating an awesome future and an awesome community that we all can look forward to, man. I'm excited. I hope you are just as excited. We got so much planned for the community, man. Community Choice Awards is on the way. We're working on it in the background. And in the meantime, we're also working on a series, a new growing 101 series. It's the classes that I used to do in Clubhouse. So shout out to my brother, Goldbeard Genetics. He inspired me. He brought it to me. He said, Zah, man, I missed those classes, and I think you need to bring them to YouTube. And I actually already thought about it, but I thought about it in the sense of just editing all those content, and it was so much just curses and foul mouth and interruptions and just a whole bunch of pauses, and it would have been so much editing for me. But we're going to start it brand new right here on YouTube. I look forward to a better tomorrow and an awesome future, man. And I look forward to building it with you guys, man. So let's keep doing the work, man. We definitely are making a change, and we're making a big impact, man. No time to slow down now, man. Let's get ready for selection. Until we meet again, love y'all, man. I'm out of here.